All
Good
right.
morning, guys. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's get things started on the road. Anybody else will jump in? So beat yourself, guys. So I can get things going.
Mute.
Happy Foreclosure Fridays, guys. Good to have you back. I feel like we've been missing for uh a real long time, but probably only been 2 weeks, right? But guys, go ahead and jump into the Facebook group if you're not part of Facebook group, because I know Chris is gonna cover a lot of things today. So in order for you to find the articles after, it's gonna be on there. So jump into it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have more stuff that I've been working on that's gonna come out soon, and I want to make sure that you guys are catching it. WhatsApp chat. Good. I've been seeing a lot of action on the WhatsApp chat. A lot of good questions. A lot of people getting deals. So we'll at the end we'll go over some of these questions. Shout out to Work TC. Chris, you can go ahead and jump into your news because I know you got a lot of stuff for us today. Do your thing.
Okay, let's do it. Hold on a second. Let me jump on that. Boom. Okay, perfect. Everybody sees my screen?
Yes. Yeah, we
Yes.
see it.
All right,
Yes.
so let me move that. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna go back into the rates, like I always say. The rates are good. They've been dropping, which is giving a lot of opportunities to people to do a lot of other good stuff besides just buying houses. Okay. The rates are down to 6.63. The markets were shook the other day based on what happened in Japan. Japan has very low lending. So Japan lends money at a 1.5%, just so guys know. So there's a lot of multinational companies, national companies that actually borrow from Japan because they get it at 1.5 and they invest it inside the US stock market because the stock market gives roughly around 6 to 7%. So when Japan decided to raise their rates, that's what happened. That was a big shift in their thinking that they were going to do it. And later on, they came out with a news report saying that they weren't going to adjust their rates as much as so forth and so on. So it stabilized the market, but that's what really mostly happened, just so you guys understand. So let's go straight up to the top here. Oh, wow, my top is right here. Oh, my bad. So yeah, the mortgage rates dropped to the lowest levels in over 1 year. Okay, so it's going to open up new doors. It's going to open up a lot of people's more loan applications are going to happen. A lot of more refinancing are going to happen, just so you know. In the last month and a half, in the last quarter, you see, if you could tell, the new listings have gone up for 5.9. Okay. And active listings have gone up 18.9. This is huge. So that means there's a lot of supply coming up. Right now, the month supply, this is nationwide, by the way. This is not only Miami, this is nationwide. It's 3.4%. So this is telling you that it's going to be getting a lot more inventory as we come along into this market. Miami, South Florida overall is still we're in the 3 and 4s, but we're getting a lot more condos than we are getting houses. I was talking with Omi yesterday about it. Right now, housing wise in Miami-Dade County, there's only about 250 houses or 100 houses that are 200 houses that are under $400,000. So that's really short, very small for this market. You know what I'm saying? Normally under 400 before the pandemic, you almost had like 800,000 houses. I mean, 800 houses. So you understand. Okay. So what did this do? This drop in the rate actually gave up to $30,000 in purchasing power. Okay. So that's a good thing. And remember, every time the rate lowers, you're able to get more purchasing power. So if it goes down to 6, you're going to love it. So this is a graph. I will post this so you guys can see it. Okay. As you could tell right here, we're going to pick just the easy 400,000. This is how it would be a $1,500,000 payment, depending on a 1,500,000. Sorry, a 1,500. I've been sick, guys. I just got over a nasty cold. $1,500 will give you if the rate was at 1%. As you could tell, you could afford up to almost a $400,000 house if it was at a 1%. Currently, we are at a 6.65. So you could only afford a $1,500 a month payment, okay, $231,000. So this is huge. So you could understand the rates play a huge role in the market for you to adjust your rate. Okay, so what happened is a lot of people did buy higher. They bought at a 7.25. So due to the fact that the rates have dropped, you're going to be seeing a lot of refinancing. I will post all these articles on the Facebook. Okay, so here it is. Mortgage refinance application surged to 60%. A lot of people in the last year, like I said, have been buying high. Some people got 7.25. Some people got 7.5. There were some people in the eights because of their credit score. So, but they got into the house that they wanted. So there're going to be a lot of refinance. So the question here is, guys, how do you capitalize on this? That's the question. The refinancing. If you're a mortgage guy, you're on fire. I mean, if anybody that has their dual license right now, mortgage broker, and go back to all those old clients that you know that you give them a high rate, and try to see if you got some business there. I'm going to be honest with you. You guys are going to have to figure that out, or talk to other agents that you know. If you're a mortgage within the same thing, talk to other agents that might have, other mortgage brokers that maybe they're no longer in the business, that they left, because you know how it is. People leave the business, and see if you could poach their old clients. Okay. So now foreclosure. People are still doing foreclosures. Okay. In Hialeah, I don't know if anybody that lives in Hialeah, but the old Gilda building, the guy took out a loan, and it's a $10 million loan. He actually stopped it by doing a liquidation to stop the foreclosure. That's prime location, by the way, just to let you know. That's on 4th and 29th, around there. So they stopped the foreclosure in Hialeah because he filed for liquidation. That was one way of actually stopping a foreclosure, which is really cool, which I've never seen. Somebody saying, hey, I'm going to file for liquidation, and it stops the foreclosure. And the bank is actually fighting back that order. Just so you know, it's fighting that order because they know they want their 10 million. They want the property to go to auction because they're going to get their money back quicker than the guy doing liquidation. So they're saying, hey, look, we're liquidating the property because remember, inside so when they do a liquidation, that means all the machinery inside gets sold. So he's trying to do a liquidation to sell all the equipment and then use that money to pay off the lender. Now, this guy is saying, I don't want them to sell the machinery because he says that the building itself is collateral for the equipment. So it's like a really catch-22 there, but I thought that was pretty interesting because I've never seen it. So that's really weird. So keep that in mind.
11, Chris. That's the chapter 11, the liquidation.
Exactly. So the Great Migration is largely over. Okay, and it's done by two economic developments. Okay, so we already know that when the COVID happened, everybody and their mother decided to move to like Texas, Florida, outside of New York and California, Chicago. Now, what this did is that it created a big bubble in certain markets, and in certain markets it just created another negative bubble because people weren't buying, so people were dropping their price. So the remote work is the other option of this whole pandemic deal. The remote workers now are being called back to work. So a lot of people are going back to work in the office. If you notice, I'll probably get into it later. A lot of people are doing commercial buildings, warehousing. So they really need, because logistics overall is ramping up. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when was the last time you actually bought, you gone out to the store to actually buy something that you really needed besides clothes, when you could just go on Amazon or on Shein or on Timo? So what's going on here is that a lot of warehousing is going up, a lot of commercial buildings are going up, and they want people to go back from remote back to the office. So just to give you a heads up that there were losses. Okay, so they tell you here, Columbus, Ohio posted the largest gains in the second quarter. Okay, and that they saw gains were posted in Austin, Texas, but losses were recorded in Miami and Orlando. So as you could tell, Miami and Orlando is actually, believe it or not, their market's getting they're getting a little bit more inventory than normal because of a lot of the Airbnbs are been dropping. A lot of the vacation homes, you know, they've been being put on the market for sale. So you notice that. Not only that, the surrounding markets of Orlando. When I say Orlando, people, it's, you know, I include all of Polk County, Volusia County. Those markets are actually getting also a lot of inventory, which before they weren't. So keep that in mind. Okay, so this is a new program that's coming out. This is huge for flippers. Okay, for people that want to, you know, do their flipping. So right now, the SBA is working on a capital loan program. Okay, so as you could tell, the working capital pilot program, okay, will use a fee structure similar to the agency for the exporting work capital program or express loans. So what it was is that before SBA will give you a loan, and that was it. Well, now they're working on a new type of loan, which will be a line of credit loan, which that has never happened. Okay, so now SBA will give you a revolving line of credit. Okay, this is good for flippers if you could get this type of loan, because this loan usually happens between 2% and 4.5%. Okay, so this is going to be a huge thing that's going to happen. It's a great program. You could go to the, like I said, I'm going to post most of this stuff online if they allow me. The lender matching tool, you'll be able to find the lender. Now, as you could tell, we were talking about the loans. This is where that loan comes into play. Because of the green deals that they've been pushing through Congress, the $1.7 trillion that Biden pushed a couple of years ago, this is where it comes into play. It's energy related to climate change, climate related products, my bad, climate related products. So that means when you're going to do your house, okay, you could use this loan, okay, to actually for that purpose, which is phenomenal. Okay, so you need new windows, you need an efficient AC, you need your washer and dryer, you need fans, you need impact windows. Omi was saying that he wanted an energy efficient roof for his new house. He'd probably do solar panels. I mean, everything could happen through this loan. So if you could get access to this as you're a flipper and have this revolving line of credit, you're going to be okay. You're going to be good. You're going to be more solid. It's a lot easier than spending it on your credit cards, paying 22%, okay, and paying that back. So I think this is a very big, big, big deal that everybody that's a flipper should be able to get, okay? So going back to, Ken, we're going back to the launching of the working capital program, just letting you know, it's accessing a line of credit. So they were saying that to create jobs, spur sales, and growth. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you why this is important for them. Okay, they're saying that the small businesses require working capital through competitive price lines of credit to operate efficiently, funding their pursuit of growth opportunities, which is why the SBA is meeting the market's needs, especially in a higher interest rate environment. So that's the key word. The banks were not giving money. That's why this is a huge deal. They've been pushing this program for a while. They've been trying to get it going way before we got to the point where we're at. The higher interest rates, banks were not lending money. So what happens is by doing this, this opens up the bank. Because remember, when the SBA gets a loan approval for a bank, it's 85% that they guarantee. Okay, 85%. So the government's guaranteeing 85% of whatever they lend out. Okay, so at the end of the day, let's be realistic. If you were a bank, wouldn't you jump on that bandwagon and get the money from the government? Be safe, be realistic. So they needed to do it because the banks weren't lending money. So that's why I tell everybody that's a flipper. Okay, don't think so. It's for anything that makes the home more efficient. Okay, so Sorry, I was reading something. So like I said, the higher interest rate on the banks, they weren't lending, so they created this program. Okay, this is huge. Okay, so take full advantage of this program. Everybody out there, if you know a flipper and you want to try to get in their good graces, you know, any wholesalers, you want to get in their good graces, you know, this is a good opportunity. I even think that this could be used by individuals that you're actually selling homes to if they want to do upgrades on their own home. So just you know, do your own research, like I say, and see if it works for you or your client. Okay, so this is an opinion that was written. Okay, the Consumer Federation of America stance will harm future home buyers. Okay, there's a reason for this. This is all about the commission. Okay, this is a great article. All right, you got to understand that the commissions have been around for a long time. That co-op commission of saying, hey, don't worry, the seller's going to pay your commission. So the Broker Cooperation Commission, in which the seller and buyer agrees to split the seller's agent's commission, has been the standard practice nationwide for over a century, over 100 years. So I'm going to be super honest with you guys. Poor people don't have the money to pay it up front. Rich people do. So, you know, the wealthy doesn't care, but the poor do. So this might be a breaking point for a lot of people. Me and Omi were speaking about this as well. We were talking about me as a seller of a house. Why should I pay the commission for the other side? Okay. This is always going to be one of those things. You could tell the seller, hey, you know, if you don't offer, no one's going to buy. But the guy's going to say, I really don't care. Put it on the MLS. We'll figure it out. Or he'll say, okay, you give part of your commission. This is all going to come to play as the market tends to move towards that, because you're not the only one that's going to be in this game. Unless everybody's in cahoot at the same time and says, hey, no one's going to do none of this and we're going to boycott this, that's a different story. But then you're breaking the law that's called antitrust and so forth and so on. Or they call it a RICO because all you guys are conspiring to control commissions. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's going to change the way realtors work and how many realtors are going to stay in the market. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let me put this right here. This is huge. I just saw this. In May, the Washington Post, they posted an article, and they're estimating that up to 80% of real estate agents could leave the industry to pursue other work. 80%. Right now, Miami-Dade County has around 40,000 agents. Okay? 40,000 agents. 80% of 40,000 agents, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay? You're looking at almost 30,000, 35,000 people. So only 5,000 agents will stay in Miami-Dade County. Now, here's the other issue to that. When these agents leave, what's going to happen to the associations? How much are they going to charge their fees? How about all those other sub deals that they have with what Remine, RPR? You think those things are free? Those things that cost money. So sooner or later, these guys are going to raise their rates. Like I spoke to Omi maybe about a year, 2 years ago, and I said if I was the association, I would put it up to 20 grand, and then I know who the real people are, and we find out who the real players are. You know what I'm saying? Because real workers will pay the 20 grand because they know they're going to be making $150,000 a year. So this is going to be something that they're going to have to adjust, because trust me, when they start losing money, fees and rates are going to go up. And then you're going to have to worry. You're going to have to worry about that. This is huge, guys. It is super huge. So if you are a part-time worker in this Zoom call right now, in this meeting, in this foreclosure Friday, if you think you're going to be able to survive, okay, on the regular, when I say the regular, I'm talking about the regular sale, you're going to be very mistaken. Okay. And find them and make your own money. Okay. Selling it, either wholesaling or reselling it yourself, buying yourself, fixing and flipping. But this might be your way as an agent to, substitute your income. Because I'm going to be honest with you, you guys are not going to be in the business, if you're a part-timer, for a long time. This is going to change drastically. You're going to see that commissions are not going to be 2.5%. They're not going to be 2%. They're not going to be 1.5%. You might get a 0.5% from the other side. And then it's your cost of, of getting that customer. Always remember, you have a cost to getting customers. So always consider that. I don't mean to be doom and gloom. I'm just telling you the realities. Okay. But foreclosure still is always going to be your best bet. Okay. To get deals. So even if you're a part-time agent, this is still the niche for everybody that is in a part-time or full-time. Okay. Because this is controllable by you. And it's easy to get. And remember, you could do this in every market. You don't have to be only in Miami. You could do it in Broward. You could do it in Palm Beach. Okay. So, Omi, I'm done.
Well said, Chris. Well said. A lot. You said a lot. I'm not gonna take up too much time, but you kind of covered some of the stuff that I wanted to touch upon with the recent changes and everything. You know, a lot of pressures, as we can see. Commercial market is putting a lot of pressure on real estate overall, including insurances and all type of stuff. But one of the things I noticed that we're gonna start seeing is at some point is the short sales. And guys, while you having these conversations, I think I was talking to in Orlando, Miss Jefferson. She's on here in Orlando, and she has a client where they're going through foreclosure. And I'm just seeing a lot of you are picking up these deals where people going through foreclosures. And even though I don't think the numbers are, Chris, we talk about this all the time. We don't think they're reporting the actual numbers of actually what's happening. If you're actually out there knocking on the doors, looking through these county sites and seeing the data like how we do, they're not reporting the actual numbers because there's a lot of people that's in distress. But just like I was watching a video and the guy was talking about, just like back in the day, it wasn't more so a foreclosure crisis. It was more so with loan modification and short sale crisis. They don't want you to go into foreclosure. They make a lot more money when you're a loan mod and go through a short sale. I have a couple people. I have this guy that I was helping. He was able to secure a loan mod. And the crazy part, Chris, what is the statistics of somebody that gets a loan mod and that ends up right back in foreclosure again?
Oh, practically like 40 to 50%.
So that means it sucks. So people who tell you, hey, I got to handle it, I got approved for a loan mod, they're gonna go right back in the same situation again. It's a high likelihood. Like I was saying, I have this guy, he was able to secure a loan mod, and I'm following up. That's why I say follow up is big when you're going after these leads. These people end up right back in the same situation because the issue that we're having, it's an affordability crisis. A lot of these people should not be in these homes. They can't afford these homes. And now with all the recent economic changes as well too, it's only adding more pressure to it. So if you're actually following up with these people, guys, the real money in helping these people is not gonna come now. It's gonna come when the crisis gets bigger and bigger. You're already gonna be established and people are already gonna know you for helping out people in the situation. So these deals are gonna fall into your lap. And as the number of agents continue to go down. That's why Chris said for new agents or even experienced agents, being in this niche is actually a great benefit for you because you're gonna still get deals. People that are going through this, they need your help. The numbers are only increasing. They need more people. So focus on this while you focus on, building, of course, your residential business and other business if you're in commercial as well too. But use this platform to go ahead and get deals. These people are, I was out there yesterday with Leo, I think, passing by. Just because, like how you said, Chris, I'm always looking on the app. I have RPR on my phone. You can do this anywhere, even if it's not my market. I have my local market that I'm always watching and looking at the data. I use RPR a lot, especially on the phone. I'll show you guys kind of really quickly at my screen of like just how I be looking on. I hop on the computer and every single day I'm always just okay, what's going on? Okay, this I'm in this zip code. What new foreclosures hit the market? And I'm telling you, I'm seeing a lot. Even far as listings, and you guys have to understand as well too, when you're submitting an offer on a property, is it in foreclosure? I'm seeing an increase in properties that are going on the market that are actually foreclosed properties, and these are being listed by agents. Just like how we're telling you, how come it can't be you? Because these are new, 3 new listings in this zip code in Miami Gardens right now that are foreclosure listings. They're actively going through foreclosure and they're on the market. This one right here, it's not on the market yet, but it's in the foreclosure process. And the crazy thing, another crazy thing I'm seeing, Chris, as well, too. You know how before you put a foreclosure listing up at a good price and it probably would, get some attention and sell. Now I'm seeing a lot of these properties that are going up that are actually foreclosures, and you're actually seeing price decreases on them. I don't know if the people are putting them up high, but notice, guys, if your client is facing foreclosure, they're on a time crunch. The goal is not to put them on the market at a super high price. It's to put them at a reasonable, fair price so that way they can go ahead and sell. Because time is not their best friend. When I was talking to Ms. Jefferson yesterday, I believe they put the property on the market for 400 and they got offered for 350 and the seller wouldn't accept the offer. That's a no-brainer. Like, and her sales date is in like 20 days, 30 days. That's crazy. So you gotta let these clients know, man, look, you want to get hit by a train or a hammer. The train is worse. Once you get hit by that foreclosure, it's like it's a terrible impact, and you can't buy nothing else. And a lot of these people, they have equity to go ahead and move, do something else, get another property, downsize, or just wait until jump into something else. But I just wanted to kind of share some of the details that I'm experiencing, things I'm going through with you guys really quickly, and we can open up for a few questions because I know a lot of you guys are doing good things. Is Chelsea on as well too? Congrats to Chelsea for
Oh,
actually be going to the court and actually stopping a foreclosure herself. Mad, big shout out to you, Chelsea. Congrats
yeah.
to you, Ms. Jefferson, on the listings you
Congratulations
got,
on that.
and everybody else who
Thank
got
you.
these listings that we haven't heard about. Chelsea, you here?
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
You want to
She's a
say
beast.
you want to say a few things, Chelsea? I know you've been in the street knocking on some stuff, and your experience with the courthouse. Do you want to share it a little bit, or anything you want to say?
It was a tedious thing I did, but I'm glad I did it because I didn't know I can do it, and that's an extra service that I could provide for my client. That if when they say, "Oh, my lawyer is gonna help me," and then I can look at now I can look at the dockets and I can say, "Well, you paying all this money for the lawyer. The lawyer didn't even stop the foreclosure. Let me help you list the property, and I can stop the foreclosure." So it's like another added layer I can add under my belt of tools to say, "Hey, like." Lawyers charge like 10 grand for this, and if you let me be your agent, I can do this for you for free. It took like I wouldn't really say it took me 4 hours because I had to like learn the process and I was walking around the whole courthouse asking questions and just networking and just finding out information, and I had the ladies help me. But yeah, it was pretty cool. We can actually go down to the courthouse and ask for certain stuff and stop certain stuff
Nice.
if you just ask.
I know you've been
So
getting a lot of
that was
You've been getting a few of these foreclosure listings, and I see your pushback because you're not playing with them. You're letting them know, look, you're on a crunch time. So just how has your
yeah.
conversation been different? Because I see you still continue to rack up these listings.
Yeah, I just let them know at the end of the day, your property is gonna get sold. So either you can have control of the sale or you can let them do it. And yeah, so that's just how I go. I go with them. I just let them know that hey, you can get out of this and start all over. Yeah.
That's a good
Chelsea,
line.
did you have to get like any type of a document signed by the owner authorizing you to talk to the courts on their behalf to stop the pre-foreclosure?
To talk to the mortgage company, yeah, I had to get a third party authorization for them to even talk to me. But as far as the court, no. I don't I just asked them. I told them that I'm helping out somebody. So as far as the courthouse, no, but as far as the information I needed from the lenders, yeah, I needed a third party authorization.
Yeah, and remember, every
Yeah,
county
I
has a
needed a third.
different process too. So whatever county that you're in, we advise that you go to your local county court and just go there, find out what's happening. What's the process. They'll be more than happy to teach you because every county is different. Just like Chelsea went to Miami, Miami and Broward is different. So you got to get to really just know
I
the
have a question, sir.
yeah.
Chelsea, I have a question. Chelsea, so when you got the authorization, meanings the notary, it had to be notarized, the paper? Like the owner will give you the authorization and notarize it? That's the paper that you're talking about?
Well, the paper that the lender gave me, I didn't have to get it notarized. But
Mm-hmm.
if I did, I know a lot of notaries paid them a good $30. Notarize this for me, please. So, but no,
Yeah, you can also go to the bank and they'll do it for free.
yeah.
Just in the future,
All
That way
right.
you
Can
can save the $30. Thank you,
I chime
Chelsea.
in?
You're the best.
Can I chime in on that? Chelsea, great job. And I know what it's like. It is deep, but on third-party authorizations, I've been through that. And they rejected because they said that the signature did not match. So if you want to avoid the delay process, I would definitely recommend to get a notary to notarize the signature from the seller. This way you'll have no issues. I went through it with one bank. Particular bank was Penny Mac. So just, food for thought. If you can get it notarized and it's free, make it happen. This way it
Shout
doesn't
out
come
to
back.
Big Lou. Big Lou. You did like 2
What's
short
going
sales,
on,
right?
baby?
Or foreclosures.
I did a foreclosure. I worked on a short sale. And I'm doing an off-market property now. And yeah, it's going great. It's a lot of work and it's stressful, especially on foreclosures. And follow-up is key 100%.
100%.
You got to definitely follow up. I mean, I followed up with this client who had a foreclosure that was foreclosing, and I was able to make it happen in 7 days. So the foreclosure was literally happening in 5 business days, and I was able to make that happen. But the seller has to be working with you. If the seller is not working with you, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
When it comes down to foreclosures and it being on the auction. So it was ready to close out on auction 5 days prior. But the seller was on top of it with me, and we were able to make it happen. And he was very satisfied. He was going to lose the house. But yeah, it's a tough market. It's stressful when you're that short on an auction date expiring, but it can happen so long as the seller is working with you and making it happen for you.
That's right. It's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. And majority of the time, you get a lot of offers and you meet a lot of investors. I know Dati is about to have a closing or 2 of them on foreclosures, and yeah, I think on both deals she ended up finding the buyer. So it's rewarding. It's a lot of work. It's a lot for you to learn, but this gets you going. So let's continue putting the work. One more question, or if anybody else has a question before, we go. Or we good.
No, I think we're pretty solid. I mean, everybody here is doing good. I mean, no more questions, guys?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Well, okay, hold on. I
Not
got
for today.
a shameless plug again. I put it on the chat. WorkTC is now doing MLS listings. So if you want us to put up your property in the MLS, we do that as well. We charge $100. Shameless plug.
Oh, WorkTC automating everything. Now these guys, no, WorkTC is awesome guy. They handle like 7 transactions for me, and they have to do anything. So I appreciate you guys. And Maylene's on
All
point.
right,
She's
guys.
actually doing a couple of deals for me right now. But guys, happy Friday. Thank you for continuing to hop on, learn. Remember, guys, in every disaster, there's opportunity. Go out there, go get it. We're here to help you with whatever you need. So God bless. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Good looks, guys.
All right.
Again,
Let's
thank you
get it,
again. Thank
boys.
you again, guys.
Thank
Love
you.
ya.
Thank
Happy
you.
hunting.
Later,
Happy
later.
hunting. Happy hunting.